Now, why do we move the camera around? It sure does look more dynamic, but that's not the only purpose. Every movement tells a visual story, and that's why we're taking a look today at the story behind the camera. Hey folks, it's Jordy here for Cinecom.net and welcome to Creative Tuesday, a weekly series where we share some creative filmmaking tips. And the only thing that you're going to need for this video is a camera and your hands. There are various ways to add movements to your camera. You can have a still handheld motion, a heavy motion, push the camera forward or to the sides, and that list continues. So expensive equipment is not always needed. When you want to tell a visual story, it's important that you first think about that story, and then about the shot you want to take. Don't just make a movement because it looks cool. Let's just kick it off with the first one, the normal state. Right here we have a shot of Janek just sitting at the table. Nothing much is happening, there's not much emotion. However, we do like to set a certain tone. The normal state is a great way to transition your audience into the feeling that you would like to create. And since Janek is going to do something bad, we're starting our first shot with a gentle handheld motion. I'm pressing the camera against my hip and breathe rapidly to get a subtle camera shake. Next up, Janek takes out his bag of flour, and he looks around whether or not the coast is clear. So he's doing something suspicious. To tell that into a visual story, I'm going to take distance from Janek, zoom in, and use a foreground object. And now it feels like the audience looks from a distance to Janek as he does something sneaky. I also retain that same handheld motion as long as nothing goes wrong. We could have also gone closer to Janek and make the audience feel part of his actions. So, there's no real answer to which camera movement or standpoint that you have to choose. Important is that you think about it. Next up, Janek hears something outside. There's someone else around, and of course we don't want to get caught. So visualize that tension. I'm going to push the camera slowly closer to Janek. I'm gonna try to reduce the shake as much as I can because Janek is focused. He's trying to get control over the situation. And because he is focusing, trying to hear where the sounds are coming from, I'm going closer to him, focusing on Janek. But then he panics, he loses his focus and tries to make a rapid choice. So we're going to visualize that panic as well by suddenly adding more camera shake. And because we also want the audience to feel what Janek feels, we bring the audience to him. Stand with your camera close to your subject and film wide angle. And because we're so close to Janek, we're also trapping him in the frame. He has nowhere to go visually and in the story. And suddenly the dog comes in, which is a relief for Janek. It aren't the cops or his wife, so he's relieved. And I'm choosing a pulsation handheld movement here, together with a pull out. And here's why. The handheld movement is very gentle because everything is okay, nothing bad has happened. The sudden shakes or pulsation is because something bad almost happened. It's kind of like the aftershock of the tension. Then the pull out, stepping away from the subject, gives him space. Where we first trapped him in the framing, we're now giving him back that space. And this is also nice to introduce the dog who's running towards Janek. So these were 5 simple camera movements with a story. And if you would like to learn a whole bunch more, I invite you to follow me on Skillshare, where we have an in-depth DSLR cinematography class, and you'll get the entire foundation of professional filmmaking, plus you're in direct contact with me over there so that I can help you further with your filmmaking career. And by clicking the first link in the description below, you can actually join me at Skillshare for 2 months for free. Thank you all so much for watching. Like always, stay creative.
Now this right here is a white monitor. Whoop. That was something important. Oh, that's the monitor. Almost threw that in the air as well.